Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on Deck Friday. Yes, we have another Rider-Waite-Smith deck to review and walk through today. This one is the giant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, or should I say Rider-Waite-Smith, because Pamela Colman Smith, she's the reason we have this deck. I mean, yeah, they needed to be published and they needed someone with an idea, but she's the one that did the work. And we're going to go over a little bit of her story when we do the walkthrough. First thing we're going to do though is clear out any negative energy. This is a new deck. I don't know who's all touched it, blah, blah, blah. I bought it because a couple of weeks ago when I went up to Dallas and took the Palmistry Tarot mashup class, my intentions was to get this larger deck and some markers, like these little fine Sharpie marker pens, to take notes directly onto the cards. And I ended up not doing that, but I still had the cards. So we're going to go ahead and do a walkthrough. Like I said, let's clear out the energy. In fact, let's see. Okay, so it comes in a regular box, paper box, just like the normal size trump card deck does. It is sold by US Game Systems. I bought my deck at the Witchery in Galveston. I will drop a link in the description box below. But let's go ahead and, well, we can read the back. It says, well established as a classic, the Rider-Waite Tarot deck remains faithful to the artistry of Pamela Colman Smith's 1909 design. The innovative deck, once considered revolutionary, now sets the standard for tarot cards everywhere and continues to be one of the world's most popular tarot decks. These are oversized cards. They measure approximately 4 inches across and 6 3/4 inches tall. It includes a 24-page booklet with basic tarot interpretations based upon Arthur Edward Waite's pictorial key to the tarot. So let's go ahead and open her up. Here we have the tiny white book that is kind of giant, but it's made for this deck. And see, it just has basic little, no pictures even, just basic interpretations. Then you have a cover card. Move this way here. Then we have a story card about Pamela Colman Smith. I will read this card to you. And to be honest, I don't like this card too much, but we're going to go there. Pamela Colman Smith was born February 16, 1878, in Middlesex, England, of American parents. Her childhood years were spent between London, New York, and Kingston, Jamaica. During her teens, she traveled throughout England with the theater company of Ellen Terry and Henry Irving. Thereafter, she took up formal art training at the Pratt Institute of Brooklyn, New York, graduating in 1897. Although American by birth, she returned to England where she became a theatrical designer for miniature theater and an illustrator, mainly of books, pamphlets, and posters. She excelled in reciting folk tales and stories drawn from her experiences in Jamaica. Her circle of friends included William Butler Yeats and his brother Jack Yeats, plus other notable theatrical and literary personalities of the day. Around 1903, she joined the Order of the Golden Dawn and began to paint visions that came to her while listening to music such as Beethoven, Bach, Chopin, and Debussy. She turned to writing and illustrating books which realized only minor success. Events turned in her favor in 1907 when Alfred Stieglitz selected her art as the first non-photographic work to be shown at the little galleries of the Photo Succession, later called 291, on Madison Avenue, New York. She received praise from critics, and 33 of her drawings sold, but by the end of the year her financial situation worsened. In 1909, under the guidance of Arthur Edward Waite, she undertook, for token payment, a series of 78 allegorical paintings described by Waite as a rectified tarot pack. The designs, published in the same year by William Ryder and Son, exemplify the mysticism, ritual, imagination, fantasy, and deep emotions of the artist. Despite occasional art shows and favorable reviews by critics, the continued slow sales of her works and rejections by commercial publishers left her deeply disappointed and disillusioned. She wrote and published a poem, Alone, which provides insight to her isolation and despair. You know what? Fuck that. Because to me, I am not even going to... Oh, actually, I guess there's some on the back. Because I was about to go off. Because I don't feel like they should be focusing on her isolation and despair. Because that's not at all what she was about. But there's the other side. So here we go. Here's the poem, Alone. Alone and in the midst of men, alone mid hills and valleys fair, alone upon a ship at sea, alone, alone and everywhere. Oh, many folks I see and know, so kind they are I scarce can tell, but now alone on land and sea, in spite of all I'm left to dwell. In cities large, in country lane, around the world 'tis all the same, across the sea from shore to shore, alone, alone, forevermore. After World War I, she received a small inheritance and leased a house on the English coast in the artist colony called the Lizard. She continued her attempts to write and illustrate books, although most of her works failed to reach publication. Suffering from physical and financial decline, hold up, let me see something. No, I was right. Fuck this. You know what? She is an amazing artist. And I hear so many people say, okay, and this is just my opinion, but I hear so many people talk smack about the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot because they say, oh, it's too plain, blah, blah, blah. But do you guys realize that in 1909, the art that was favored upon was the Renaissance art. Soft pastel colors, fluffy stuff. Okay, I'll put it that way. Fluffy stuff. She was so far advanced in her artistry that she studied the art from Japan, and that's why these particular colors are used in the cards. And the way that she drew the mountains and different styles, her style was not what they were used to seeing at the time, which was the soft Renaissance colors. Instead, she used these bright, bold colors from Japanese art, and she was just so far advanced beyond what was going on in her time in 1909. And so it really kind of irks me when people say that her cards are too plain and they don't get enough out of them. Well, in my opinion, the cards are tools. They are meant to be used as triggers for your intuition to help develop your psychic ability. And that's my own opinion, okay? If someone would actually research Pamela Coleman Smith, her art style, why she drew the things the way she did, why she used the colors that she did, they might have a hell of a lot more appreciation for her work. That's all I'm going to say about that. So let's go ahead and do a walkthrough of the cards, okay? I'm sorry, I just didn't want to hear all the bullshit about her being alone and depressed, because I think she was fantastic. Okay, we have the Magician. But see how big and lovely these cards are to make notes on? That was the purpose for buying these cards. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun, and yes, I do see it, the little squiggly line there. Judgment. These cards, you can see a lot more detail in these cards too. These cards have so much inside of them if you really pay attention. The World. The Fool. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. Eight of Swords. Seven of Swords. Duh. I had a moment. I was looking in the picture and got distracted. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. King of Swords. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles. Look how awesome she is. I mean, who puts an armadillo in a tarot card? She had such an awesome sense of humor too. So this is the Giant Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, and you know, take it for what it's worth. However I reacted to the way they portrayed her in the story, I particularly didn't agree with it. I didn't like it. I don't have to like it. So anyway, yes, this is the Giant Rider-Waite tarot deck, and I don't really want to shuffle it, to be honest. So if you would like this deck, like I said, I bought it at the Witchery in Galveston. I'm sure you can find it online other places, but I'm going to drop a link to the shop that I bought this deck from. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Friday. Love you bunches!